Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. Well, today I have an experience I need to tell you about, and you can help me make a decision. How about that? Now, you're going to be seeing this after the video is already cut, so hopefully we'll come to the same conclusion. If not, then you can put it in the comments and just give me your feedback on it. But let me tell you what happened. I went to an estate sale. I seen the pictures. I seen that this guy was a tool guy, and I thought, you know what, I need to go to that one. So I got there early, and I was waiting in line early. And so as I was waiting in line, there comes another gentleman, and his name is Wayne, incidentally. And so he comes trailing up behind me, a few people or the next person or whatever. He was trying to get there early too. But anyways, he comes up with a cane, I believe, and a boot on his leg. He had to have some surgery on his foot. And so he was getting around a little bit later. Otherwise, he probably would have beat me in line by one or two. But anyways, so he came with his daughter. And isn't that just a remarkable thing in itself, right? That he's picking with his daughter. Well, one thing, I've seen his daughter before, but I've never seen his wife before. And lo and behold, can you believe I was sitting there and she comes up after, because I think she parked the car. She comes up after her. She goes, "Hey, now listen, mister. I know who you are. And Wayne's after one particular wrench here, and don't you be going after it now. Don't you be going after it. That belongs to him." And I just was taken back. I was like, whoa. Don't get mama on your bad side, because, man, you might get in trouble. And so I went through and I said, okay. I said, I don't know what it is you're looking for. And we just kind of went from there. But anyway, so Wayne and I struck up a conversation, and we got to talking about it. And I remember seeing this one particular ratchet in the pictures. And so we got to looking at it. I said, oh, yeah, I remember that one. I said, that's cool. I just said, I don't have that one for my collection. And he said, well, neither do I. And I said, yeah, that's cool. And so anyways, we went to picking, and I tell you what, we were side by side, and the garage split off. Actually, you could have split off several different ways because this guy had a pretty massive looking garage. And so I went one way, Wayne went the other, and in my head is, you know, whoever found it, right? And so I went through and I found that one tool that his wife told me that she would kick my butt if I picked it up. And so I went through and I said, oh man, I found it, Wayne. And he goes, oh, you did? And I said, yeah. And I said, oh, man. Anyway, so he was cool. Wayne was so cool about it. He goes, man, congratulations. And so, you know, I put it in my bag, and I went through and I picked a bunch of other tools. The guy had some Cornwell, some Snap-on. He had some other brands, Walden, some other things like that, right? And so I went through and just picked out a bunch of different things that way. But anyways, so here's my dilemma. My dilemma is, it's been weighing on me. It's been weighing on me for a month or however long it's been. And it's been sitting in the little bin, and I haven't done anything with this tool haul yet. And I thought, you know what, today I just need to get it off my brain. I need to get it off my back and decide one way or the other. Either I'm going to keep it or do something else with it. Well, I feel so bad that I found it, especially if his wife came up to me and it must have meant something to him. And so, you know, I think I need to make a decision. But let me show you what we got. Let me show you the tool haul, and then I'll point out the item that I'm talking about. All right, you ready? Let's get the camera turned around and let's see what we can do. All right, so let me show you what we have here. So we'll start off with just some of the smalls that way. So this was nothing special. This was just like a little body hammer. But I think they had that for like $1 or something like that. So anyways, I picked that up. And let's see what else we have in this box. So they had a couple speed wrenches here. And so this was a Mac, as you can see there. And so 3/8 inch drive. I don't have a Mac speed wrench, so I picked that bad boy up. They had another one here. Let's see what this one was. See if I can find the marking on it. because I picked it up for a reason. There we go. And so you can see that it is a snap-on, and so hopefully that's coming through really well. And so whenever I can pick up a snap-on, I try to do those just so I can kind of put them into remake some kits, hopefully is the goal in the future. So they had a couple speed wrenches that way. Let's see here. They had some other wrenches. Let's look at some of these old ones. I haven't cleaned them up or anything. So this one here was a pair of pliers. Now the reason why I picked it up, I don't even know if it says anything on it. Let's see here. Yeah, it does actually. So you can see it says, I want to say Becker or Bucker, Booker. It's Booker, I think. Booker USA. So that's a B-O-K-E-D. Booker USA. And so a pair of pump pliers here, kind of medium size, kind of toasty condition. But I like these, and the reason why is because when I clean them up, man, and I blew them, they look so good. My goodness, I love those. In fact, I tell you how much I love those. Let me give you an example of what that looks like there. So this is the what I picked up. Here's an example of a Giller pair of pump pliers that I did. And so you can see just how beautiful that is, right? And so I'm thinking I want to do the same thing with this one here. And so that's the reason why I picked that up. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I love those little pump pliers that way. Oh, yeah, I forgot we had some wrenches. So I just picked up another one. So let me put this one in the video. I don't know why I picked this one up. I forget. Oh, it's an old Ford wrench. And so, you know, typically you see those old Ford wrenches that kind of have that little bit of a offset on them, but not too often do I run across them where they're just like a double open end. So I picked that up. He had that in his collection, so I thought that was kind of cool. This is kind of different, and so this one actually is made like this. I'm not familiar with that tool, but Dawadat or something like that. Am I saying that right? If not, please correct me, but it's a Mercedes-Benz wrench. And so I thought, man, that's kind of cool. Got a few little wrenches that say Mercedes-Benz. I don't know that it's valued at anything, but anyways, there's that. Maybe Steve that works over at Mercedes, he can tell us a little bit about that perhaps. So I picked up this one. This one says Armstrong. And so I love that. It's a little tappet wrench, a vanadium tappet wrench it says. And so we have that one that's there. So that's kind of cool. Another double open end wrench. And so this one is, let's see if I see a brand on it here. Oh yeah, it's a Williams. It's the Super Wrench. And so there might be some engraving on one of the ends. No, this one just says Super Wrench. But anyways, so I picked that one up as well. All right, so there's that. Let's see if I got, oh, it looks like I got maybe a couple more wrenches before I get into the main wrenches. Or one more wrench. This was just, I know it. You guys don't have to judge me. So I got this Sears wrench. And so you know how I am about Sears. It's hard for me to leave them abandoned all by the lonesome that way, right? Talk about Williams. He did have this one over there. And so this is a double box in. And so it's a 7735A. And that's a pretty good size wrench. Man, look at that. 1/8 and inch and 1/16. And so, man, that's a good looking wrench, right? And so, wow, love that. So he happened to have that in the pile. There was another Williams, and this is another super wrench. And you can see the engraving on that one there. So this one is, let's see, 1.25 inches. And so that's that one. So, you know, we got a little bit of Williams going on, so we'll be adding those to the collection and going from there. They had one other oddball wrench. So let's look at this one here. This one was I say oddball because it was the only one I found. And so it was a New Britain. But look at that, double box offset. And so 5/8 and 11/16. But look how beautiful that wrench is, especially right up here. Man, is that good looking or what? And so I'm building up a little bit of a New Britain collection. So when I seen that, I thought, man, I have to have that for sure. All right. The other thing the gentleman had there, we'll go through some of these smalls real quick and kind of see what we have. I don't even know why I put these in the box, but probably just because they were dirt cheap or something, and there were some impact sockets, no name brand at all, but I threw those in there. And then here's a Williams 1/2-inch extension, and on that is, let's see here, oh, Husky. I think it's a Husky, long H Husky socket that's there. So I thought, man, okay, well, that adds into my Williams. And so this one here is an old Wizard. So check that out, man. Now it needs to have some love to it, because this thing here, it's kind of crunchy inside, but it works, and so it's just dried out as all get out, and you can tell it looks dried out, doesn't it? You can tell this thing needs some work, but hey, we're no stranger to that. We can throw down on that and get that bad boy in working condition. All right, so there's that. Some more smalls that we have here. Oh, just when I thought I was out of wrenches, I got some little tiny wrenches, and so let's see what this is here. And so when we're looking at this, oh yeah, another Williams super wrench. So this was the Diamond W over here. So that's kind of cool. Put that right over here. So they had these for like $1, I think. Oh, check this one out. This one was that long C vanadium double open end. And so it's kind of rough condition, but nevertheless, I collect those long C's that way. And here was another one, a long C double open end 15 or 5/16 and 1/4 inch. And so, man, scored a couple of those. I forgot I even had those. It's been a while since I was there. So we got some sockets. So we'll look at some of these sockets real quick. And so these sockets, as we go through, it's a snap-on. And so 7/16 deep well. So that's kind of neat. And so he had another snap-on there, and 5/8. So we got that. And then this one here is a newer snap-on, but it's metric, I think. Yeah, and so as we get going here, it's a number 13. So we have that. But check this one out. This is kind of cool, isn't it? Let's check out this little stubby. And so when I was kind of thumbing through it, see if I can get it to show on camera here. And so when I was looking at it, let's see, I can't tell exactly which way it goes. You'll be able to tell on the camera. It goes this way. And so when we look at it, it's an old Proto, a little stubby with a little 1/4 inch drive. Man, that's cool. It was $1, and I thought, man, I have that Proto box, but I do not have that one in the Proto box. And so I picked that up for sure, right? Let's see here. We got some little knives, and so nothing special other than this one's a Crown logo, and so, man, I love those. So it's a Craftsman, and then of course we got the Stanley 199s, and so happen to have 2 of those. And so I collect these. I don't even know why. I got too many of them as it is. But anyways, so that was that. I threw it in there just because one of these days, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and finish them all up, and I want to paint them different colors. I know you're probably thinking, don't do that, you're crazy. I'm going to keep one original, and then I'll keep one with black, and then I want to have fun with the rest. And so that's going to make a kind of a fun project for me. I'm going to make a rainbow is what I'm going to make. All right, let's see here. Check this out. Happened to find this in his screwdriver box that they had there for the gentleman. It looks like it has a little bit of a bend up in here, doesn't it? Or maybe it's like that. I don't know. But check this tip out. So I don't know if that is original or not, whether he just made it. It kind of looks like it's crooked, but it's so flat on this side, it kind of makes me wonder if it was like that. But as we get to looking at this, if we look at the naming on here, I need to look that number up. Maybe that'll tell me 2336. And so it is a Proto Los Angeles. So it looks like a little scraper of some sort. And so how cool is that? Now it's dirty, it's filthy. I can just feel it in my fingers, but it does have that nice metal cap on it as well. But anyways, I thought that's kind of cool. I don't have that for my Proto box. So now I added 2 different pieces for the Proto. let's see. Let's go back to some other wrenches here. And so this gentleman had a few of these, and these are some Cornwell wrenches, but they're older. So this is 7/8. These are double opening on all of them, by the way, and 13/16. So it's a Cornwell, and it says number 33 on that side. 1 on this side and 33 on the other. But now I'm sure they make these Cornwells a lot nicer than these. Of course, these are older. So as you can tell, the gentleman had a lot of older stuff in there. Let's see, there's another Cornwell, number 35. So we have 33, 35. And then the next size up here was Cornwell number 37. And so that looks like it's a set. In fact, when I picked it up, I thought maybe it was a set, and maybe I'm right. And so here's the next one here, 1 3/8 and 1 5/16. And this is a number 39, as you can see there. And so, man, how cool is that, right? So the last one that we had here is this one here, and I can't tell what that number is, but it is a 1 1/4 and 1 7/16. It looks like. And so, oh my goodness, so that's a pretty nice little set going on there. Would you not agree? All right, so we got 5 pieces of Cornwell that's older. See if I can kind of polish them up a little bit and add them to our Cornwell drawer. And then the gentleman had a few other pieces. Now I went ahead and took these a bath just to kind of see what they would look like, because they were pretty gnarly here. But he had another Ford wrench, and I don't collect a lot of Ford, but this is kind of unusual a little bit. But you'll notice it says Ford 5Z817, and it has this bent. I don't know what they call this kind of wrench, but it has a socket in, a 6-point socket in on each side. And so, man, I thought, okay, that'll be neat. I don't have that for my Ford drawer, so I added that. There's another little L-shaped handled one. Remember, we got that one that was Craftsman from someone. They mailed it in, I believe. I forget who did that. But anyways, as we go through and look at this one, this is an old Armstrong. And I'm starting to collect a little bit of Armstrong, right? And so that's cool right there. So we got that. Let's see. Then he had some snap-on pieces. So we'll start off with the most common, not the best condition, but as we go through, it's a what do they call this? A Soltis wrench or something like that? It was with the double sockets on this side with the swivel. But anyways, it 3/8 and 7/16. And so this little I-beam type of wrench here as well. So we got that. That's part of a snap-on. We'll add that to our drawer. But he also had some older snap-on. And so let's start off with this one here. It's an old sliding T breaker bar. The bummer part about it is that it's missing the little ball detent there. But check this out. So it's a number F-5 snap-on. And notice it has that old logo with that slanted dash between the snap and the on. But man, this thing cleaned up nice, didn't it? Other than that little ball detent. And I have some. I never tried putting one back in with a little tiny spring and then putting it in with where you can, I forget what they call that, where you smash it in so that way it doesn't come out. So I may try that one day. But anyways, so he had that there, and I thought, you know what, that's cool. Love that. Love it. All right. He also had a sliding T, and so this one here, that same kind of thing, that old snap-on, Milwaukee, USA. And so I don't know if it has any other writing on it. But as you can see here, it has this sliding T handle right up here. And so how neat is that, right? And so I love that. So anything old snap-on, I am building that collection. And man, I'm making some progress too, I think. So that is neat. All right, and then the last piece of snap-on that I got out of that estate sale was this one here. And as you can see, it has that old logo as well. So now check this one out. In fact, some of you guys have been around a while. It looks like he tattooed it probably, because I see that on both sides. But what kind of wrench is this? And so I don't know if there's a number on here. And if there is, I'll see if I can find it for us. This is a 1/2 inch snap-on. And so I don't see, other than the size, let's look at this one here. And so snap-on. And then this one just says 7/16. And so other than that, that's all that I see that we have there. All right, so, but that is cool. I do not have this wrench either. And so I love going to these sales where I don't have, I pick up pieces that I don't have. And so that's pretty much it for the haul. There was one last piece that I told you about in the beginning of the video. And so here's what it is. It's a 3/4 inch ratchet. And so as you can see, it's a Walden Worcester. And so, and this gentleman tattooed it with his name. And so it looks like his name was Jim Hinton or something like that. But anyways, it's a number 2285, 3/4 inch push through, as you can see. And so ratchet. And so when I look at it here, man, how cool is that, right? And so I love that, love it, love it. And so I went on eBay and I looked at this or try to find this, and I could not find it. And so eBay doesn't have anything, at least in the history that I was searching through, that they sold one of these or have one currently listed. And then to make matters worse, when I picked it up and then I said, oh man, it's only $4. To me, I pay $4 every single day of the week for this bad boy. And so, and then, you know, when he seen that, he says, it's only $4. And I'm like, I know. And so that's kind of the dilemma, right? And so I love it. I love it. I don't have that. And I've been collecting, it seems like of late, I have too many collections. Have you noticed that? But anyways, it seems as of late, I've been collecting some of these 3/4 inch ratchets of sorts, and I'm just getting kind of a tickle out of them. But anyways, so when I put it in my bag, you know, Wayne was just he's such an awesome guy. He just manned up and just said, man, congratulations. And I love that. So my thought is I'm going to clean it up. And so I really want to try to do something nice with this. And so, and then I got to decide, am I going to add it to my collection, or do I sell it to Wayne? Do I give it to Wayne? What do I do here? Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyways, I got to tell you, let's get the show on the road, and let's start putting this in the bath first, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. All right. All right. Let me get it going here real quick. Okay, we are back. So we went ahead and got this thing all cleaned up as far as the bath is concerned. And so as we look at this, we're going to go through and try to clean this up just a little bit. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera there. But you can see it looks way better, doesn't it? Man, it looks way, way better. Now, you know, this one here, you know, it has these rivets in it, and it's all sealed, you know, with the exception here. So I didn't take it apart. I just threw it in the bath just like it is. And so it's going to require some work on our part, no doubt, that way. So, but this is what we're starting off with. Let's take it over to the wire wheel, and let's see what we can do to kind of get this brushed up on and try to make some things happen. And so, man, look at that, Walden. Man, it's a good looking ratchet. Man, I love that. All right, let's stop. All right, let's go. Okay, we are back. Well, I didn't give you a big detail as far as how we cleaned it up or anything like that, but you've seen a little bit. We dumped it in the bath, took it to the wire wheel, did a little bit of my Dremel with a little wire wheel there to get some of that fine detail. I did put a little bit of bluing. I knew it wasn't going to take very well because most of the finish was still on there as far as the chroming or whatever finish that they had on there, but I wanted to kind of give it a little bit of a tint if it would take it, because remember the owner put his marks in it, and so I wanted to go through and try to blend that down just a little bit. You want to see what it looks like? All right, check this out. Here's what it is when it's all finished. Check it out. Wow, look at that. So nice and clean, and you can see there's just barely a little bit of difference in here. You know what's interesting is that when I was taking and cleaning this kind of had kind of a gold hue to it. And so after I got it out of the bath, which is kind of different. I don't know if somebody put that in there or not, but here's what the other side looked like. And so, and this one also had a little bit more of a rust area, I think, on this side. So I was trying to get that to blend in. But there's that 2285 that we were talking about. Right there. Now, I've been calling it a 3/4 inch ratchet, but in all reality, it's a 5/8 inch drive. And so when I went through and I looked it up just a little bit, you could see that. And just a little bit about that gold. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that little bit of gold that's right there? It almost looked like it was part of the finish, but I couldn't find any documentation that said that. But anyways, that's the ratchet as we see it right here. My goodness. Now this one also has that push-through thumb anvil on here. Now you might notice that this says 2285 right there, right? And this one here is the matching piece that goes to it, the 2284. Now as far as the date ranges on this, here's what it comes down to. Late 20s, early 30s, according to alloy artifacts that way. And so my goodness, when I look at this thing is a beaut. I love it, love it, love it. And so I do not have this in my collection. And like I said in the very beginning, I looked on eBay. I didn't see one for sale. I looked on the sold items. Didn't see one in the history, at least in my search. I didn't see one in the history where they have been sold. Not to say that they haven't, but at least it wasn't showing up in my view. So to me, this is gold. This is just a rare find. And no wonder why Wayne and his wife were wanting it so bad. And so now it brings us to our question, our dilemma a little bit. Remember in the beginning of the video, I said, I don't know, you know, it's been bothering me. It really has. It's been bothering my conscience just a little bit. Should I just let him have it from the very beginning? And then to rub salt in the wound with that $4 price tag, Wayne, I am, first of all, let me tell you, if you're watching, I am so very sorry that I found it before you did. I think it would have been good in your collection. I mean, my goodness, my little bit of Walden collection is going to look good there. But here's what I decided to do. Just because I am so blessed with so many beautiful friends like you guys send me so many great goodies, some awesome finds, some awesome tools, and man, I just love that. Thank you so very much. That means the world to me. And just how fast our channel has grown, it means the world to me. And then as you've seen some of our other videos, we're building collections. And you know what? I may never, ever run across another one of these again. But my heart is telling me that, Wayne, it belongs in your collection. And so if you're listening, if you're watching, then send me an email. Let's make contact, and then let's see if we can get it to you. I love this thing. This thing is one of the best looking ratchets I've ever seen, and a 5/8 inch drive at that. But you know what? It's the right thing to do. And so I think that I got so many other goodies out of that haul, some Cornwells, some Snap-ons, some Armstrong. All of it was vintage and good. This is for you. And please tell your wife that even though you didn't get it right up front, I did all the hard work of cleaning it up. and I'm giving it to you in better condition. And you don't even have to give me $4 for it. And so I hope you enjoy it. Now I just did a basic cleaning, so I didn't take it over the top. If you want to take it to the next level, that's up to you. So I just wanted if I was going to give it to you, I wanted to give it to you in better condition than I received it. All right, guys, there you are, the Walden 5/8" drive Ratchet that is going to be going to a new home. It's going to be going to Wayne's home, hopefully, if he is watching and he contacts me. All right, that's what we have for you today. Am I going to miss it? 100%. Am I happy that it's going to Wayne's home? 100%. So, and thank you guys. Thank you for, you know what? I'm going to contribute this video to each and every one of you that demonstrated generosity to our channel. We're just passing it forward, paying it forward. That's what we're doing. All right, there you go. If it's your first time here, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe. If you want to know when our next video is coming up, don't be afraid to hit that bell notification. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.